What's up,
What's up,
everybody?
everybody?
Man, we are back. It's been a little bit. It's good. It was good to say that. We are the One Set Podcast. My name is Anthony Irvin. I'm here with my buddy Jim Green, and we like to talk WWE, follow the latest storylines, and predict the future from those storylines. Uh, Jim, let everybody know where they can hang out with us outside of our episodes.
That is the Facebook group One Set Fam. Again, that is the Facebook group One Set Fam. Come hang out with us, especially the next weeks leading up to Money in the Bank. I was just telling Anthony before we got started, I have a big FAA exam coming up for school. So I will not be on the episodes recording, but I will be in that chat talking
Yes.
WWE things. As Raw is happening, as SmackDown is happening, permitting them home. My new work schedule's kicking in, so like that's going to be a little bit. We'll work with it, and I'll be in there throughout the week, catching up with everybody because there's news breaking every day about stuff. So come hang out with us in there. We'd love to see us there.
Yeah, man. It's been a couple
And
weeks since we've been on this thing, man. We've been I've been on vacation. Again, you've been having some school stuff, so we respectfully gave ourselves a good 2 week vacation almost. So glad to be back on here tonight talking some wrestling. We're not going to go over every little thing that we've missed over these last 2 weeks, but we'll hit the main points for you guys, how we feel and where things are moving forward, and we'll get to our predictions for Sunday Night Main Event and kind of leading into that. So like Jim was saying, he's going to be in and out of the podcast for the next couple weeks. I as well, I may take a week here and there. I may not be on every week, but make sure you guys are staying active in our group chat, and I will be updating everybody. If there is like a decent Raw that happens or something big with SmackDown, then I will definitely be on to give my opinions on it. So make sure you guys, once again, are in the One Set Fam Facebook group. And if you are watching this on the replays, make sure you are subscribing to us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, and subscribing to us on YouTube. And if you like, audio or the, other video content we have, make sure you, give us a follow on Spotify. And I believe we're still on Apple Podcast as well. So always like to try to put those in there too. So enough with all the promo. Let's get to some wrestling talk, bro.
And I think first and foremost, we got to talk about Solo Sikoa, right? Like, let's just
Pew
get
pew.
pew
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 pew.
pew pew.
Dude, he has hit this new high, and I'm just stoked for him. Like you can just tell he's loving what he's doing, and it's like one of those things. Like he was trying to find what's been working for him over the last like month, and just really getting into the heads of the Usos, and trying to just wait for that break. And I think this whole gunshot thing, and you obviously know Jay is working with him on that thing to get him off there. And when he did that pew pew type thing, and that just flew him into another universe, bro.
when Jay said, "This your warning shot," pew, and then Solo went like this.
Yeah, that was. Dude. You guys okay back there? That was awesome.
That whole exchange was so money. And then they did the match later that night. This was a couple weeks ago. They did the match because Jay said the stipulation was, when I beat you, you are coming home to the bloodline. So then the following week, Jay is being a super troll, super clown, just like, oh, we're delivering you to the OTC tonight. And then they bring him out at the end of the show. And, Roman is laying into him. And it's like, okay, this is all going the way that we thought it was going to go. And, LA Knight comes out. And then Roman tells Solo to get him. And then Solo goes, ah, and then turns and freaking Samoan spikes Roman. It was so good. It was so well done.
Yeah.
And then and then LA drops Roman with the BFT, and I was like, this is just this is really good. Like I thought the whole exchange was really good.
I agree.
I think LA Knight has been hitting all of his marks, and I'm like, he's finally getting that momentum, and I'm
He's
like,
definitely getting a little bit more on fire than he has been over, the last couple months, and he's just been riding this wave, and uh,
not really botching his lines, and
yeah,
he looks really comfortable, and it's like we've been saying like now or never for LA Knight, and it's like
exactly.
he's doing it.
Hopefully, this is that time we're getting if we're getting something that's coming from, doing a LA Knight versus Roman eventually, or if, like we think, could be getting LA Knight winning the Money in the Bank briefcase in October. I think hopefully this is just something that they're definitely starting to put LA Knight into the main card and just really giving him the stride that he needs. So
Yeah, and I mean, really, the blessing here was getting Solo Sokoa removed, separated from Tamatanga and Talatanga, because I feel like he was just at a dead end. Like I, I felt what they were trying to do, so they got Solo away from them, and they've since brought in Haku to like manage the two of them. They've just won the tag titles on SmackDown, and it's like, okay, like they found a way to make Solo more valuable
mm-hmm.
because the guy is money. Like we could see it with him with the MFTs, but like he had Jason Mateo, he had Tongaloa, and it was like, all right, something's just not firing here. So they got Solo over with the main bloodline stuff, but he's not aligned with them. He's actually partnering up with LA Knight, which I thought at first it was like, all right, he's just trolling LA and then he's gonna wind up with them. But they're not even doing that at all, which I think is like a really nice change that I say change like, oh, he hasn't been claiming to Roman that he is actually the head of the table. Like when they did the Netflix debut, which Roman said was 3 years ago, it's like, bro, it's been not even 2 years yet. um since Roman beat Solo for the Ulafala on that Raw debut on Netflix. And at that point, Roman was the baby face and Solo was very much the heel. And
Yeah.
now Roman Reigns is listed internally as a heel. So it's like, it's just I guess he's listed as the heel because the people who he's going to be facing coming up are likely baby faces. So it very much looks like we're going to get him versus LA Knight at Money in the Bank. We are getting Roman versus most likely Penta at the Raw in Mexico City after Triple Mania. So it seems like Roman's getting that title defense with Penta. Roman's getting that title defense against LA Knight in October.
Yeah.
So it would just make sense to say, okay, you're a heel. Um I do like what they're doing with how Jay, carried out the order to get Solo, and then Roman made him and Jimmy the captains with their own Ulafalas, like the black ones.
Yeah.
And then I like how they have Jacob Fatu just standing there looking all like, I thought I was your right hand guy.
Yep.
Um,
I mean,
and
it's
then
only a matter of time before we get the turn for Fatu, and does he align with Royce Keys? I also saw another thing that
not
it would be nice to see if Carmelo Hayes gets in that position, but I think he's still obviously aligned with Trick Williams and Baron Corbin, but
yeah, he's still very much involved in that. I don't know. I don't. So what else is interesting was Royce Keys debuting with the. I'm sorry, I like the two other guys. The one I know is from AAA because I saw him on AAA Saturday night.
mm-hmm.
Um, he faced. Oh my goodness, who did he face? Oh, he faced Penta, and it was
Yeah,
they they were trying to get Penta into their family, and then Penta was like, "If I beat you,
that's right. Yeah.
you leave me alone." He beats this guy, and then all of a sudden, I see him on Raw with Roy Skis. I was like, "Wait a minute."
Wait a minute. Yeah. Yeah, Jen was
Um,
telling me that I think the day after that match happened, she's like, "Oh, Penta won last night." I'm like, oh, "I didn't even know that they had a triple A event last night." So,
so they have AAA on YouTube every Saturday night. So it's like
gotcha.
it's
Okay. Yeah.
it's every Saturday at 10 p.m. on YouTube is Triple Mania, and like sometimes it's a very light show, and sometimes like they are building stuff, and like
Yeah.
especially with Triple Mania coming up. I mean, Taker is doing big stuff with Triple Mania. It's pretty awesome.
Mhm.
We have this Lucha tournament to determine the number one contender for Roman Reigns at the September 14th Monday Night Raw in Mexico City. I mean, we're getting Penta versus Ray Phoenix in the final next Monday.
Give it to me.
Um, I
I'm looking
mean,
forward to that one.
all for it. I think honestly, it is just this is how they're getting us to Penta and Ray Phoenix as a tag team. Um, so don't be surprised when those two are beating the Vision for the Raw tag titles in the next couple months. I think I should say by the end of the year, those guys will be the Raw tag champs. I can't see the Vision holding the Raw tag titles for that long, even if I'm being honest with you. Um, we'll talk about Braun Breaker in a minute here. Uh, I think what they're doing with the Bloodline stuff on Monday Night Raw is great. It's refreshing. It's different. Um,
Mhm.
a lot of people benefiting from it. I mean, Jay looks great because he's not being overexposed. He's being utilized in the ways that make sense for Jey Uso
Jay's got his swagger back.
because Jay's got the great energy when he's vibing off of other people with him in the ring. Like
Yes.
he's
We've
never
definitely
been
said
bad
that a
about that.
lot. You know, he's better when he's with his brother. He's better when he has people to, jump off of instead of just being him in the ring.
Hmm.
Outside of the Yeet stuff, if he didn't have something to, really run off, he was kind of just more of like, okay, where do I go from this? And then he just, says the wrong thing or just says something stupid. Then you're like,
Something
okay,
stupid, and
cut the
it's
mic
like,
off. Like,
okay, okay, cut,
okay,
okay,
cut.
cut. Yeah, dude. Right, right now, I am running back through my head his promos against Gunther that were just like, dude, you're saying like one or two words, and you're breaking for like 8 to 10 seconds. Not that long. But like, what you think, Gunther? Huh?
Huh?
You think you're better than me? I know I'm the underdog, Gunther. I ain't that stupid.
What you trying to say, Oos?
I might have my ass handed to me, but I'm gonna take you out. You understand,
Weren't.
Oos? And it's just like, oh my god, it is rotting my brain trying to listen to Jay by himself when he
Yeah.
doesn't have this bloodline stuff going on. Um, so anyway, I think the bloodline stuff on Raw is really good. It's refreshing to see Stephanie Vaquera back. She just had her match with Roxanne Perez on Raw, looked great. Becky Lynch
Definitely. Yeah.
came Becky Lynch came to her aid. Certainly almost feels like we might get Liv Morgan and Raquel versus Becky Lynch and Stephanie at Sunday night's main event. Wouldn't be surprised about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the ultimate goal is to get to that triple threat for sure. So give
So
us a
if
tag
in,
team with them. Yeah.
and in that tag match you have some sort of slip up to create that rekindles the the angst
Hmm.
between Becky and Stephanie.
Yeah.
So let Liv and Raquel win, and then maybe we get that Stephanie versus Becky for the number one contendership, no contest, or Liv interrupts it, and then give us the triple threat, and it's like, okay, we're off to the races.
Hmm. I like it. Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah, because that could definitely be a Money in the Bank thing. Do the triple threat at Sunday night main event. lead us all the way into, the triple threat to Money in the Bank for sure.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that they're not doing um like an ESPN PLE in September. It's like, okay, all eyes are on AAA for Triple Mania. Um I shouldn't say it's interesting that there isn't one. Like there isn't a main roster PLE, and it's like, okay, we're just gonna take this time to build to Money in the Bank. But also they're very much investing in Triple Mania, which I think is great. Like, because obviously we're gonna get some key guys from the main roster showing up on there. Um Penta versus Roman not happening at Triple Mania, happening at the Raw in Mexico City after, which I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, dude, that Mexico City crowd, they're gonna get El Grande Americano winning the championship from Dominic Mysterio. So Dominic Mysterio not holding that title is going to be interesting in and of itself because he's had that
Mm-hmm.
belt for a while now, right?
Yeah. That place
So,
is, the roof is gonna fall off with how much that's gonna mark out.
dude, it's going to be insane, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just so crazy. Um Definitely looking forward to that. Oh. Um okay, let's talk about Braun Breaker. This Braun Breaker and Oba Femi stuff is really good. Uh I
Mm-hmm.
think it's interesting to see what they do with Paul Heyman. It's almost like it almost feels like he's going to align with Obafemi because he has respect for Obafemi now. But like something tells me that they're just trolling us and he needs to stay with Braun Breaker, dude. Obafemi does not need Paul Heyman.
No, and they're making it seem like, you know Heyman could be having an alliance with Oba because he's obviously flipped between Brock and Roman and Seth and CM Punk. So why wouldn't it have people making it think that Paul Heyman is just going to go right to Oba? But it could just be the trap that Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman want Oba to fall into. uh, but yeah, I think if you want Oba to be this person that they want him to be, the next big guy, obviously aligning him with Paul Heyman would just be that much more. But I think it would be better for him to just be on his own to, get to that platform. But it's good to see, because before Oba, we were all screaming Braun Breaker is the next person. So this is something that I thought wasn't going to start breaking out until near the end of the year. But I'm glad we're kind of getting a taste of it because this is obviously a potential WrestleMania match caliber thing we're going to get later down the road. So, uh,
100%.
I am not mad that they're letting us get a little bit of a taste of what this is going to be like. Uh, you know, I don't think we're going to get many matches out of this, but, at least give us something for, obviously, for the Sunday night main event. Cool. They need to fill a card. Um, but yeah, I am stoked that that either way, I don't think this is going to hurt either of them. It's just going to keep bringing them both of their statuses up because we're now, like we've been saying, is WWE is definitely seeming like they're trying to start, noticing that they need to start breaking some of these guys out to start forming because they can't continue to rely on Roman and Cody and CM Punk for
And
much
Randy
longer.
Orton.
And they
These
can't
guys are
rely on
not going to be
them.
around. Yeah.
No. So they got to start making some risks and putting these guys in these situations and being like, hey, if we want you guys to, be the next guys, this is your moment. Go out there and, turn some heads. So, I am glad that they are at least giving these guys time. And, I just hope they, perform a great match, in which I don't doubt it won't be.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. And we'll talk about the match when we do our predictions coming up here.
Yeah.
Over on the SmackDown side, um, I mean, I love what they're doing with Cody and Randy. I'm like, this is what their WrestleMania build should have been. Like, it's way better. We're getting the edgier Cody Rhodes. It's not just Super Smiley McGee all the time. Randy Orton is performing at peak status, which is great to see at this
Mm-hmm.
stage of his career. Um, Kevin Owens faced CM Punk in Toronto. I mean, there was definitely a hope that Kevin Owens was going to win, but at the same time, it's like CM Punk just won that title, and we were like, he's
Yeah.
holding on to that belt for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems. Um, I don't know. I could honestly see CM Punk dropping the title like before Mania, and the big WrestleMania match being Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn for the WWE Championship in Saudi Arabia at WrestleMania 43. Like,
Yeah, you never know.
writings the writing's almost on the wall. I would be a little surprised if they went any other way unless it was triple threat with Punk and they're just using him
Yeah.
to integrate them to integrate him with the two of them along the way. It kind of just that kind of just sounds like okay, they're doing the Roman and Seth, but also add CM Punk in, and it feels like they're using the oh, we never liked you 10 years ago anyway, whole shebang, and it's like,
Yeah. Old
mm,
old news, different characters, but same storyline, just different characters. Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of why I don't want to see that at this stage. Yeah, I didn't think Kevin Owens was gonna win that WWE title right away. I think that they need to save that for a bigger stage. Um, Sami Zayn going into Saudi Arabia as the WWE champion to lose it to Kevin Owens in Saudi Arabia. I don't know about that. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
However, they did have Sammy win his first WWE title in Saudi Arabia, so it's kind of like they already did that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like maybe knowing damn well we're not going through with that at WrestleMania next year because the plan is for that main title to be maybe on CM Punk still. Maybe Punk is defending it against. Gee, I actually don't know. It might could it. It sounds so weird to say CM Punk versus Randy Orton for the WWE title at
Was just gonna
WrestleMania
say that too.
43. Like because what does that do for Cody Rhodes? Like who is Cody Rhodes facing at that point? I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. We're likely getting Obafemi versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 43 unless it's
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns versus The Rock.
Depends.
Don't know. And again, you're putting these guys that have their time has come and gone, and it's like if you want to elevate the stars of the future, you need to put Obafemi in that world heavyweight title match or that WWE
Absolutely.
championship match. Um, we have a Money in the Bank briefcase coming up. It's like, do we get the cash in at WrestleMania? I guess that really depends on who's carrying that briefcase. We all said, I mean, this has to be LA Knight's year, right? But it sounds like they're going to do LA Knight versus Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank to keep LA Knight out of the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, would not be surprised about that. I gotta say, I don't care about this Baron Corbin and Lil Yachty match. I think it's so silly. I think it stinks big time that Trick Williams is stuck in that feud with Baron Corbin because this is the least that I've cared about Trick Williams, and that doesn't mean I don't care about him at all. But I care the least about Trick Williams because he's in a feud with freaking Baron
I was
Corbin
gonna
on
say
my
it's
screen.
just because of his opponent, but yeah.
Yeah, dude. Speaking of guys that we don't like, we have a teased heel turn from Damian Priest on our Truth coming up. He
Yeah, I'm like,
totally
please, just I mean, I just want him off my TV. Just bring him to AAA. I just don't want to see him anymore. I feel bad that our Truth has to be his demise, but just
yeah,
beat up our Truth and get off my TV set, bro.
my my only concern with that is like, is this the actual end of the road for our Truth? Because like,
That's the other thing too. I thought about too that knowing that there is a possible heel turn coming for Damian Priest, this could be the end of the road for our Truth as well. And by God, we've been saying keep this man on our
Prote- uh,
TV
pro-
because
Protected at all
yeah,
costs.
at
Yeah,
all costs, man.
because he's a national treasure.
Absolutely. Our truth is just, and it's definitely been over the year. Like, whenever you see him on your TV, you are glued and you want to just see, you know, you're going to get a moment from him.
Yeah.
So, to know that we might be seeing his last couple times, you never know. But, yeah, as far as Damian Priest, I'm on the same page as you with Baron Corbin. Just, I love our truth, but float away from me. Float
Mm,
away.
yeah, yeah, piss off peasant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we had a Monroe match, what not match on SmackDown with Julia.
Yeah.
That
I mean, they didn't
got
even
cut
get
short.
to ring the bell. It was more just like, oh, okay, knock you off, and then like she walks away. I'm like, they didn't even have a match, but okay, if that's the way you want to play it.
Whatever. Like, a couple weeks ago, Chelsea Green had the promo of her career when Nick Aldis tried to take the title away
Mm-hmm.
from her, and Chelsea was like, You're not taking this from me. I fought way too hard for this. You're gonna have to blah blah blah.
Uh huh.
Like, I'm not giving this title up. Hands the title off to Nick, and then she walks up the ramp, and we get Chelsea wait, right?
Wait.
Yeah, and
I know
then
I'm doing the right thing, but I know I'm gonna do the right thing by not giving. If you just give me 30 days to put on that mask again, and you're gonna be the champion still. I mean,
yeah,
what? Even before that, I was thinking, they've been letting Rhea Ripley before she relinquished the title. They were literally just letting her, just sit at home with the title. There's no reason why they can just do the same thing with Chelsea. She was literally still on TV while she was, in her leg brace. Let her do the same thing with the belt. We know she's just buying time until Rhea Ripley comes back anyway. Just give her the time with the belt, whatever she can do, because Chelsea knows she's on borrowed time with it anyway. So, but it's like our truth. If Chelsea's on the card, or if she's going to be out there, you're going to get a moment. So, she had that moment with that, and then we see on social media earlier in the week, or at least I saw that it looked like she almost had another accident, but I think they were kind of doing a little bit of trolling with that to kind of just get some views on it. I think she's
could be some
totally fine.
clickbait. Yeah,
Could be a little bit of clickbait, which I'm like, that's fine. But yeah, but she's definitely been having a lot of bad luck.
she's
But
well, yeah, but she's got the crowd behind her. Like, she's got the fans all into her.
110%. I mean,
Dude, like, she's doing really, really good. So, I mean,
yeah.
kudos to her.
I mean, for her, and especially the way that she that she's been talked about in the Unreal, that she's been that person that if you want me to take a pie to the face, you want me to do this and that, I'll do it. As long as I'm on TV, I don't care what I'm doing. So if she's that type of person, if you need something, she's gonna be on call for you. So uh, for her, even though she knows this is a borrowed time thing for her being the women's champion, she's going to take every little moment and just get every little moment she can out of this. So,
Yeah.
Whatever. Let her be champion. Let her, do her thing up until Rhea's back. And then by that time, we get a half decent match between Chelsea Green and Rhea Ripley. And then we just get back on the Rhea Ripley train again.
Sure. I'm totally fine with it. Shoot. I just had something. We had a potential match of the year candidate between Chad Gable and Rey Mysterio, which I caught it. Like, I have to go back and watch that in full. I mean, as usual, like, Rey Mysterio is just still doing stellar work at the age that he is. It's like
Yeah,
he is one of one, honestly,
definitely.
for the people that get in the ring that are his age to be doing the caliber of work that he's doing, like, just insane to me.
Yeah. That was not this past Monday. It was last Monday's Raw, correct? So we're 2 weeks out from that. But yeah,
Yep.
I would have to go back and watch that. But from what I do remember and what I saw, it was definitely a great match. I mean, Chad Gable, is coming off his thing and being with his first singles run. So he's just willing to work with anybody and everybody at this point. So definitely got to agree with you on the fact that Rey Mysterio is another one that's on borrowed time, but still is looking miraculous in the ring. So for his age,
Yep.
so
Yep.
as long as he can still produce it, and he had us thinking he was gonna take that off of Jack Gable for a minute or two, but
Absolutely. I was like, they're gonna let Ray take this IC title, and I was like, I'm almost okay with it, even though
yeah,
like Chad Gable just won it, but also like, sure, just give it to Ray one more time, whatever. I don't care.
yeah, definitely wouldn't have minded.
Outside of that, it does seem like Ethan Page is going to make his way to Chad Gable, and I would not be surprised if they gave Ethan Page the IC title. Because Chad Gable did have his moment, and it's like, okay, he doesn't need to have a long championship reign, although I don't think it would hurt the IC title to have Chad carry it for a while.
Right.
I think they've been waiting to position Ethan Page to be able to get in there and have a long heel run with that IC title.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I think the other thing that you wanted to talk about was Big Cass, right?
Yes, that was something that we did have after our latest episode before this one, and we were talking before that with the rumors of Enzo and Cass coming up, but then prior to SummerSlam we were seeing the promos for Big Cass returning on August 3rd. So he had taken out Javon Evans, and then he just made his in ring debut this past Monday. So, I mean, out of the last like 3 weeks or so that he's been back, uh, I gotta say, and I'll base it off this week much because when he had his entrance, crickets, like nobody cared, and obviously I think it's more because everybody's just waiting for Enzo. I'm not sure what's going on with the process, if they are just Xing Enzo out of it, if he just got the boot, or if they're just trying to give Cass his flowers of giving him that singles run that they should have done years ago, and then just bring it to a point where, you know, he's at this down moment, and then we get the return of Enzo and Cass. Maybe it'll make for a better entry instead of the predictable, they just come back and where do they go from there? Maybe they just give Cass his run, let him do a couple things, and then he just gets to a down point again. Implement Enzo, get a big pop. They go back into the tag team because, like you said, and we'll get more into it, that WWE does seem like they're trying to rebuild the tag team division. So it does not hurt that we do get eventually, a returning debut of Enzo and Cass to help elevate, the stardom of the tag team division as well. So
Because they're a legit tag team. They're not two single stars that they're just putting together and saying, you're a tag team now.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, right, exactly. They're a legit tag team. But the tag teams are becoming few and far between at this point. So, yeah, it's like trying to find certain people working together, and that's why they were getting to the point where they were just throwing random guys together because they needed some tag teams.
yeah.
And
I do think that Cass and Javon had I enjoyed their match on Raw this week.
yeah, I mean,
Um,
I thought it did what it needed to do for sure.
I I thought Cass's last boot to Javon looked
Yeah,
absolutely brutal. He was like, "Fucking shut up!" Like
yeah.
it was so good, dude.
I
So
mean, you
good.
could definitely tell, Cass has gotten into better shape since the last time we've seen him in WWE, uh, and so it's good that they're giving him a little bit of time by himself to, maybe just like I said earlier, just giving him the run that they were going to eventually try with him. at one point. So, um, yeah, I personally don't. I haven't seen any other reports through the interwebs that Enzo is going to be coming back or not. I mean, they could just be holding him off until, you know, WrestleMania season. That would probably be the better time to bring them back because you're going to get a lot more people watching. So why not?
Yeah, almost might be a waste to bring him back in the fall when people are a little less interested because you got football going on.
Exactly.
Um, should we talk about Sunday night's main event super quick? There's 3 matches as of right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because we're
Cody,
gonna get our predictions in now, just in case later next week we don't get an episode in. So we will give our predictions for Sunday night main event, and if anything, if there are one or two more matches that do get put in, we will talk about them in the Once It Fam Facebook group. So make sure again, once you guys, we want you guys to make sure you guys are over there on the. If you guys are on Facebook, make sure to hit us up in the Once It Fam Facebook community where we do all our conversations with our awesome community over there. So yeah, let's
yep.
get to these predictions.
Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. I gotta say, I think Randy Orton should win this match
He
right
should.
here.
He should.
Just keep pushing Cody to that next. Yeah, you're gonna turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got Randy Orton for that one. Oba Femi versus Braun Breaker. What do you think, Anth?
Hmm. Uh, they're putting so much emphasis on Oba. I think it's easy to say Oba gets this, but if they're trying to get more than one match out of this, they could easily maybe somehow get Braun to get the heel win out of this one, and then we get another match down the lane. So I don't know. I am 50-50 with this. I want to see Oba get the win because, it'll just keep projecting him. But I also don't want to see Braun take an L either. But I think it would, if they're, with everything coming off of, and just thinking about this too, with Oba just beating Brock Lesnar, it would be hard and unusual to think that he loses to Braun Breaker. So if he loses to Braun Breaker, it has to be, either some type of disqualification or some heelish type of win. Not a he. Obviously, you're not going to get Braun Breaker beating Oba clean. So uh, if if I'm going to say Oba doesn't win, I would probably think Braun Breaker wins out of, a disqualification type of, some type of help from Austin Theory and Logan Paul. How about you?
Yeah, I actually have this going to a disqualification by interference from a returning Bronson Reed. The dude looks
Ah,
the dude looks ready to come back. Um, I think now's the time, and this match just screams, okay, let's just tease the future, but not give a clean finish and bring Bronson Reed back in. Like,
interesting. Good. Yes, I totally
I,
forgot about Bronson Reed because he's going to start, getting in here too. Especially from the photos that he's been posting, he's dropped some weight and he's ready to come back. Even at this point, with how crazy the division's been, give me Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, battling it out to be like, what have you been doing since I've been gone, or this and that. Like, you were saying you were going to be this whole big honcho guy, but you haven't really done anything. You've been doing a little bit of the same. So it would be, if anything, if I'm going to make that Bronson Reed return, it would be a disqualification, but maybe he takes out both Oba and Braun Breaker.
Yeah, I like
So
that too. Good, good.
very good.
Very good. Baron Corbin versus Lil Yachty. Let's see. Singles match with a 5-minute time limit. If Yachty lasts for 5 minutes, Trick Williams will receive a rematch for the United States title against Corbin on the same night.
It's happening, bro.
Yeah, we're getting a CM Punk match in here. So there's your 5 matches, right?
Yep.
So okay.
So we get Trick Williams costing Baron Corbin the loss to Little Yachty, which leads to Trick Williams and Baron Corbin. Later that night, Trick Williams gets the belt off of Baron Corbin.
Man, as much as I hate to say it, like, just imagine if Baron Corbin still beats Trick Williams. It's gonna be like,
Yeah.
I hate to say it,
Heat.
but I'm like, it feels so obvious to say, oh yeah, then Trick will get the title back. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, but maybe not here, which is just like, oh, Trick couldn't do it again.
Yeah. I mean, stop.
There's the story.
Wait a minute.
Stop.
Yeah, that would be a stinger if we got all the way up and then Trick lost again. That would be a stinger for sure.
Yeah, that would stink. Anth, anything else before we get out of here?
Nah, man, it was good to get back on here, talk some wrestling, and thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you, Peter Anthony Fernandez in the chat for the little chats in there. Thank you for being here, buddy. And thank you once again to all our One Set fam. We love you guys. Thank you all for being in the community. And just as always, if you guys are here for the first time, we are the One Set Podcast. Make sure you guys are following us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, and subscribing to us right here on YouTube at the handle of One Set Pod. Hit us up on Gmail. And Jim, once again, tell everybody what that group is that they can hit us up outside of our episodes on.
That is the Facebook group One Set Fam. Again, on the Facebook, it is the number One Set Fam. Come hang out with us. We'd love to chat with you all things wrestling going into the fall. Anthony, good to be back. Glad I could make it on for this one. To everyone else, I will see you soon.
Yes.
And do catch up with us in the One Set Fam chat. Would love to pick your ideas going into Sunday night's main event and Triple Mania weekend, the next 2 weekends. Anth, thank you. Just a big thank you to you. Appreciate
Love you, bro.
Love you too. To everyone, this has been another episode of One Set.